Good evening, everyone. I am Marisol, your navigator for Learning Radio for Adults. The cold days continue, but I hope your hearts are staying warm. In this program, we take the time to listen deeply to the precious memories we often overlook in our daily lives and the realities we need to understand more profoundly.
Tonight's theme is the present state of Noto and the power of not forgetting. The reason we address the memories of Noto on this program is not simply to chase the news, but to share the voiceless voices buried deep within people's lives and hearts.
It has already been 2 years since the Noto Peninsula Earthquake. 2 years is a span of time where much changes in our daily routines, and many events begin to feel like the distant past. I personally began relief activities in the disaster areas the day after the earthquake. Since then, over these 2 years, I have visited Noto 7 times. In the beginning, I focused on sending supplies to Nanao and Wajima. Currently, I am supporting the Machino district in Wajima City, which suffered particularly heavy damage, as well as Noto Town and Suzu City. In Machino, the Suzu River, which flows through the center of town, overflowed during the heavy rains in September of the same year as the earthquake. It washed away houses and barns that had survived the initial tremors. What can we do for Noto? I want to share my thoughts with you through this podcast. When I first stepped onto the soil of Noto, I saw a scene of devastation beyond words. However, what pierced my heart even more was the quiet strength of the people living there, standing dazed, yet still trying to look forward. Through my support activities, I began to feel a certain mission. Physical support is, of course, vital, but even more important is the preservation of memory and the act of conveying their voices. That is how the Library of Voices was born. As the reconstruction of survivors' lives stretches into the long term, I realized we needed a place to receive the voiceless voices that inevitably emerge. As time passes, the disaster area is featured less and less in the media. As public interest fades, the local people often fight a battle with loneliness, feeling as though they have been forgotten. I launched this Library of Voices to stay close to the hearts of those affected and to archive their emotions and experiences. So, what is the now of Noto? 2 years have passed and visible progress has been made in debris removal and the construction of temporary housing. However, reconstruction is not just about restoring buildings. Especially in a region like Noto with an aging population, there are invisible, deep-seated issues, such as the collapse of the community itself and the loss of the foundations of life. Let me tell you about an elderly couple I met in Wajima. They lost the home they had inherited through generations and moved into temporary housing. Physically, they are in a safe place. However, the distance from their familiar neighbors has grown. They can no longer work in their fields, and their opportunities for conversation have dwindled. The grandmother said to me quietly, "More than losing my house, it's the loss of chatting with everyone that makes me feel the loneliest." The road to recovery is incredibly long, and the mental exhaustion is immeasurable. The trauma from the earthquake does not disappear even after 2 years. It strikes them in unexpected moments. A single small aftershock can bring back the terror that everything might be undone. To support this recovery of the heart, it is critically important for those of us on the outside to remain involved over time and, above all, to have the determination not to forget. What does the power of not forgetting specifically mean? It means consciously checking Noto-related news from time to time. It means bringing up the current situation of Noto in our daily conversations. Even if you cannot visit the site, it means continuing to stay close to them in your heart, not just through donations or volunteering. Through these 2 years of activity, I have learned so much from the people of Noto. I have seen the incredible resilience humans possess and a quiet dignity when facing hardship. Even though I visit under the guise of providing support, I am often the one encouraged and inspired. I feel this is the mysterious power that disaster-stricken areas hold. Particularly in the coastal areas of Suzu and Noto Town, the reconstruction of Nariwai, the traditional livelihoods, like fishing and farming, is extremely difficult due to land subsidence, landslides, and devastating infrastructure damage. Losing one's livelihood isn't just about losing income, it leads to losing one's identity and the very meaning of life. Our commitment to not forgetting acts as a mental safety net for them as they try to stand up again. The very act of you listening to this radio right now is already a part of that power of not forgetting. This is because fading from memory begins when we stop looking at the news. It begins when we become used to the misfortunes of others. We must fight against that habituation. This is the Library of Voices. We will continue to release archives from Noto. This is to pass on the lessons of the disaster to future generations and to tell those currently in hardship, you are not alone. Support comes in many forms. Some send goods from afar, others go to the site and sweat alongside the locals. However, the most sustainable support that anyone can do is to give your heart. Throughout my repeated visits, I have seen many tears, but even more smiles. And I have felt deeply that recovery is not a straight line. It is a daily process of 1 step forward and 2 steps back. In that process, our continuous interest becomes a small light for them. Tonight, I have one request for everyone listening. If you can, please look at an official archive site or a small local news story about Noto, even just once a week. That is the power of not forgetting that we can use to connect to the future. Through this Library of Voices, I reaffirm my mission to convey the current situation of Noto and the emotions of the people living there to the country and the world. The small spark of interest in your daily life becomes a great hope for the disaster areas. Let us continue to walk step by step along with the memories of Noto. And finally, I would like to express my gratitude to all my listeners. We have reached over 250 subscribers and 126,000 views. Thank you so much. 2 years since the Noto Peninsula Earthquake, I reaffirm the mission of this Library of Voices, to prevent the disaster from fading and to stay close to the hearts of all of you doing your best every day. Together with our 250 companions, we will move forward 1 step at a time. Please let me know your current thoughts in the comments. To help us continue this activity and keep delivering the voices of the disaster areas, please support the program by sharing and subscribing. Good night, everyone. This was your navigator, Marisol. Let's do our best together.